Hey Florida travelers, Krista here, and if you're visiting Daytona Beach in today's video, I'm going to go over a few places that you'll want to check out while you're there. Let's get into it. Located on the Atlantic side of Florida and just an hour outside of Orlando, Daytona is a great beach to choose if you're wanting to fit a beach day into your Florida vacation. The first place that I'm going to tell you about is the Daytona Beach Boardwalk and Pier. This pier is the iconic pier that you tend to see for Daytona. I even made a previous video about watching the sunrise from here, so if you haven't had a chance to experience a sunrise by this pier, I highly recommend it. The pier stretches 1,000 feet out into the Atlantic Ocean and is a popular place for fishermen throughout the years. And to this day, you'll find the end of the pier crowded with fishing gear. If you are into fishing, you are allowed to fish off of this pier with no license in between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. between March to October. And in between the months of November to March, the hours fall back to 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you love seafood, then you're going to want to grab lunch at Joe's Crab Shack. This fun restaurant has some of the best views in Daytona Beach and actually some pretty good seafood. They have everything from buckets of steamed crab legs, shrimp, and a variety of other seafood choices. While we were there, we tried the seafood sampler, which was delicious, and then I had the mahi tacos and my husband tried the fish and chips, both recommended by our waitress. So if you're looking for a fun place to eat while you're at Daytona Beach and soaking in the sun, definitely make sure to check out Joe's Crab Shack on the Daytona Pier. While you're at the pier, you'll want to take the time to walk along the boardwalk. There's usually a lot of entertainment and a number of different shops and arcades that you can find along the beach. If you're looking for more of an adrenaline rush, you can always take a ride on the Slingshot or the Vomatron at Screamers Park, which you will probably never catch me on, but it looks like it might be fun. Next up on my list is the Riverfront Shops at Daytona Beach. This wonderful strip of about 60 shops has a number of different stores and restaurants. If you're here on a Friday night, they also host a food truck rally. And on Saturday mornings, they have a wonderful farmers market. It's a great place to visit if you want to find a few unique shops to go through. While you're here, don't miss your chance to walk through Angel and Phelps Chocolate Factory. They usually do a tour and offer free samples, but that has been postponed until further notice. However, you still get a chance to try some free samples if you ask one of the employees near the front desk. If you love chocolate, you'll want to swing by and take in all of the amazing chocolate confections available here. Just a stone's throw away from the Riverfront Shops is the historic Jackie Robinson Ballpark. I heard that there was a museum here, but when I went, the gates were closed and I wasn't able to find the museum. So if you do know where the Jackie Robinson Museum is at the Jackie Robinson Ballpark, let me know in the comments below. If you love historic sites, then you'll want to make sure that you take some time to check out my next location, the Lillian Heritage House. This Italianate Victorian house was built in 1884 by one of the city's first settlers, Lawrence Thompson, whose family lived in the house until 1920. Since then, the house sat abandoned and neglected until 2009 when an ECHO grant was awarded to help restore this beautiful home to its former glory. You are able to take a tour of this home every day between 1 to 5 p.m. for $5 per person. Unfortunately, you're not able to take any pictures or do video while touring the house, but I can tell you that this home has been beautifully redone. Plus, for all of my ghost hunters out there, it is also said to be haunted by a couple of ghosts. So keep your eyes peeled because you may get a chance to glimpse the lady in white standing in the window. Next up on my list is the Ponce de Leon Lighthouse. Located on the beautiful Ponce de Leon Inlet, this lighthouse is the tallest lighthouse in the state of Florida. Constructed in 1887, this lighthouse helped guide mariners along the Florida coast for 130 years. And you're able to visit in the summer months from June to September from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then from September to May from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The cost to visit the lighthouse is $6.95 for adults and then $1.95 for kids. But there is so much more than just a lighthouse here to explore. All of the original structures are still here, from the keeper's dwellings to the pump house. They're all here to explore. They even have a Cuban raft exhibit left over from the people who attempted to cross over from Cuba to Florida in the 1990s. If you're up to it, you can also take the 203 steps up to the main balcony of the lighthouse. Please be aware though that in the heat of the Florida sun, it can get pretty hot while you're walking up those steps. And if heights make you dizzy like they do me, make sure to not look down as you climb up. But the view from the top of the lighthouse is totally worth it. You can see clear across Daytona all the way to New Smyrna next door. And it's a beautiful view from up here. Plus, the breeze at the top of the lighthouse is so welcomed after climbing hundreds of steps to get up here. It is absolutely beautiful. Next up on my list is the Daytona International Speedway. If you're visiting Daytona, you cannot leave without swinging by the Daytona International Speedway, even if you're not a race car fan. They do a full tour of the new stadium and the grounds every day starting at 9:30, and I couldn't recommend it more. The price of the tour is $25 for adults and $20 for kids, and it takes about an hour to see all of it. On the day that we visited, there were race cars on the track, which gave us a unique opportunity to get up close and personal to a few race cars as they took off. But if there are no race cars on the track during your visit, you'll get a chance to step out on the racetrack and walk along the starting line. So you can go on this tour a few different times and get a completely different experience depending on if there's cars on the track that day or not. One of my favorite parts of the tour is when we got a chance to go all the way up to the top of the new stadium to check out the view from the top. From up here, you can see absolutely everything, which explains why tickets at the Speedway get more expensive as you go up. But it is an incredible view. At the end of the tour, your guide will drop you off right in front of the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America, which is included in the tour. You can take your time walking through the famous cars that inspired the Disney movie and read about each one of the champions throughout the years. If you want to take a closer look at my trip to the Daytona International Speedway, make sure that you check out my recent video that just popped up on the screen. Until next time, everyone, I hope you have an amazing day and go out and enjoy some Florida sunshine.